Life has a way of teaching us lessons in the most unexpected ways, doesn't it? Sometimes it feels like the universe has a special plan to push us, test us, and shape us into better versions of ourselves. And I truly believe one of the most powerful tools for personal growth is learning from mistakes. If you think about it, mistakes are like signposts. They're there to guide you, to make you pause, to teach you something valuable about yourself, your journey, and your strength. Let me be real with you, mistakes are inevitable. We all make them. I've made so many that I've lost count. But here's the thing, mistakes don't define you. What defines you is how you respond to them, how you rise after a fall, and how you turn those so-called failures into stepping stones to success. When I first started my journey, there were so many times I doubted myself. People told me I didn't belong. They pointed out my flaws and labeled my failures. But instead of breaking me, those moments became the fuel I needed to push harder. Mistakes? I made plenty. There were missteps, missed opportunities, and moments where I thought, maybe I'm not cut out for this, but every time I reminded myself of one thing: a mistake is not the end, it's a lesson. Do you know what I learned early on? Mistakes are never as bad as we think they are. Sometimes they're just redirections, not rejections. When I first entered the entertainment industry, I didn't know the language, the culture, or how things worked. I remember being judged for not being perfect, but I refused to let my mistakes define me. Instead, I embraced them. I asked myself, what can I learn from this? And let me tell you, when you're open to learning, you grow in ways you never imagined. The key to learning from mistakes is humility. You have to accept that you don't know everything, and that's okay. I had to unlearn my pride and allow myself to start from zero repeatedly. I had to accept that I wouldn't always get it right on the first try or the second or even the 10th. But guess what? With every mistake, I got better. I learned to take feedback, even when it was hard to hear. I learned to laugh at myself when things went wrong. And most importantly, I learned to keep going. One thing I've realized is that mistakes are not a reflection of your worth. They're part of your journey. When people see someone successful, they often think, wow, it must have been easy for them. But the truth is, every successful person you admire has faced failure. The difference is they didn't let their mistakes stop them. They kept moving forward, one step at a time. And you can do the same. Another important thing is not to be afraid of making mistakes. Fear is the biggest barrier to growth. If you're too afraid to take risks, you'll never know what you're capable of. Think about it. How will you learn to dance if you're too scared to stumble? How will you find your voice if you're too afraid to speak up? Every risk you take, every mistake you make is an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more confident. Let me share something personal. There was a time when I auditioned for a role that I really wanted. I thought I had prepared enough, but when I got to the audition, I froze. I stumbled through the performance and I walked out thinking, that's it, I blew it. I was so disappointed in myself, but instead of wallowing in regret, I decided to analyze what went wrong. I realized I needed to work on my confidence and preparation. So I went back, practiced harder, and when the next opportunity came, I was ready. That moment taught me that every mistake is a chance to do better next time. Mistakes also teach you resilience. When you mess up and bounce back, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you think. It's like building a muscle. The more you push through challenges, the more resilient you become. You start to see mistakes not as failures, but as steps on the way to success. And let's not forget about the people around us. Sometimes we make mistakes in our relationships with our friends, family, or colleagues, and that's okay too. What matters is how you handle those moments. Do you apologize? Do you make an effort to change? Learning from mistakes isn't just about personal growth, it's also about becoming a better person for the people around you. Another thing I've learned is to forgive myself. This is so important. We're often our own harshest critics, and we carry the weight of our mistakes like a heavy backpack, but you have to let that go. Forgive yourself for the times you messed up. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. And remember, every day is a new chance to start fresh. I know that life isn't easy. There will be days when you feel like giving up, but I promise you those are the days that matter the most. Those are the days when you have to dig deep, find your strength, and keep going. Your mistakes don't define your future. Your determination does. I want you to remember that success isn't about never making mistakes. It's about learning, growing, and becoming better because of them. Every mistake you make is shaping you into the person you're meant to be. So don't be afraid to fall, don't be afraid to fail, and don't be afraid to start again. If I can do it, so can you. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and never stop learning. Your mistakes are not your enemy, they are your teachers. Embrace them and let them guide you toward the incredible future that awaits you. Thank you.